I love this gear. I have a what I call a go bag in my truck, and it's always got, you know, leashes, a muzzle, a blanket, a bird box. So this like puts my go bag to shame.
Next to the dogs, I'd say this is probably the most valuable piece of equipment. This little thing, they're very expensive. People call them heat seekers.
Oh, okay.
And this is good for up to 300 meters, so quite a ways. You can see a field mouse with it. When you mentioned about animals laying low, that's where it's good. Like if a cat's even under a deck and it's huddled down into there, you shine this in, and no matter how dark it is, it's going to show the silhouette. We were tracking a dog in Ottawa, and there was 2 sets of tracks. And I said to the owner, yours is the tracks on the right, and Miley and us must be very close behind. He said, how do you know that? I showed him through the flare. You could see the tracks glowing on the ground. After
the chase rescue that we did a number of years back, we put together the C4P Amber Alert for Lost Pets, which is just a document that outlines best practices for searching for your lost animal. And so I was going to contact the woman and get her a copy of it. And I got her on the telephone. She went on to explain to me that this wasn't her first dog. This is probably her 6th or 7th dog that she's had in her life. She was quite comfortable not going out searching because the dog was elderly and not acting normally. And she figures that the dog just went off somewhere to die.
If anything, a dog wants to be with its owner in those final hours, whether it's being euthanized, a younger dog, or a dog that's passing away. That's not really... Picture yourself or anybody else, even if that was their wish. You don't want some person, animal, anybody passing away on its own.
And hypothermia is a vicious death.
Yeah, and I think where people get confused, an older dog's risks are obviously higher. As you said, hypothermia, some of them, their teeth aren't that great, and they are one of the probably exceptions when we're looking at, you mentioned predators earlier. They look for the old, the weak, the injured. So that does raise their danger level, which might explain why some of these old dogs aren't found. But the thing is, it's not a case of them going, oh, I'm going to go off somewhere and pass. And they look for a comfortable place. Maybe a kitty or a dog might find its little bed or find a little corner to hide in or whatever. That's normal. But going out and just wandering off to pass, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
So how does a little dog avoid being taken by a coyote?
It really happens a lot less than people think. And if you take away a lot of the anecdotal stuff and people saying that, like people swear up and down, oh, my dog was taken by a coyote. When you find out the real story, you find out, well, that's all it could have did it. A coyote's range could be like an 18 square kilometer area. So that means that the dog has to literally be, at least proximity-wise, close to that coyote. So now you've got the odds of the attack. Usually they're not successful a lot of times. The dog has to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Plus the dog's got built-in senses too that's been honing for millions of years. And yeah, the coyote can smell them, but they can smell the coyote too. But a lot of domestic dogs have a lot of things going for them too, like they're usually better fed, and a lot of them are more energetic than some of the animals that are out there. So the odds of something happening to a dog, and we've been proven right over and over and over. In fact, we've only had 2 actual clients that have had dogs attacked while they've been out. And by the look of the wounds on it, it was probably a domestic dog.